guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm filming a very highly requested video. This video is all about my top tips for taking your baby or toddler to Disney World. If you follow me on Instagram, you would know that I recently went to Disney. Well, I went to Orlando twice. In January I went to Disney World with my son and my boyfriend, and just like 3 days ago in February I just came back from Universal Studios with all of my boyfriend's family. It was a very big group vacation. I feel like I have learned quite a lot from traveling with my son to Orlando, but when we first booked our trip it was very spontaneous, and even though I have been to Disney a few times before, it was my first trip like taking that role as a mommy and not knowing what to expect, you know, with my toddler, knowing that I had to be very prepared. I did a lot of research. I was on Pinterest pretty much every night up until the night before our vacation, looking up tips from other mamas out there, and I feel like I learned a lot, and I learned a lot by going as well, and I just wanted to share them with you guys. If you are interested, just keep on watching. So my first tip for taking a baby or a toddler to Disney World that you need to know is that each park in Disney World all have baby care centers. What those are just a building with a few rooms inside. One room is basically a big changing room, a bunch of changing tables with really cushioned changing pads, so it's a nice break from just a regular, you know, restroom flat hard table. And there are also nursing rooms in the baby care centers, so they have rocking chairs and they're private. Disney is very breastfeeding mama friendly. Disney actually holds your pumping equipment. If you go to the baby care center and ask, they will hold your pumping equipment for free all day long at the park, and you can just come pick it up when you need it. There's a little room where you can actually buy things that you may have forgotten or lost at the park, including like pacifiers, bottles, bibs, tons of Gerber baby food. There's also a little kitchen in case you need to heat up any milk or any food. They have a microwave in there, and they also have a sink in there. And the last room in there, which was my favorite, was a room that had a TV in the corner that was playing Disney movies, of course. There were a bunch of benches and chairs for adults. There was also toddler-sized tables and chairs, and there were high chairs for you to use. That was a biggie for me because my son, on top of being a picky eater, he's just not very still when it comes to mealtime. Baby care centers are awesome to get your child, like, you know, to nap or to eat or to change his clothes or his diaper, anything you need. Disney is awesome for having those, and that's definitely the #1 tip you need to know. My #2 tip is to bring all the snacks. So Disney is awesome because they let you bring in any food or drink that you want. That's really different from a lot of local theme parks that you go to. Usually no outside food or drink is allowed inside, but Disney lets you bring in all the outside food or drink that you want. My kid is a picky eater. Usually he's not gonna sit down at a restaurant and eat what we're eating, and I know a lot of moms struggle with that as well. I was able to pack everything that I knew he was going to like and to eat. Plus, with a toddler, usually the way to calm them down if they're having like a meltdown, if they're cranky, if they don't want to wait in line, is to give them a little snack, a little treat. Bring in everything that you know they're gonna like: cookies, M&Ms, little fruit snacks, anything that will keep your toddler happy and entertained and with a full belly is good. My #3 tip is to buy all your clothing, your Disney clothing and souvenirs beforehand. When you buy stuff in the park like that, whether it's just like a t-shirt or some souvenir toys, it's gonna be pricey. Disney is like the easiest thing to find everywhere, like Walmart, Target, Ross, Burlington Coat Factory. I feel like every store has something Mickey Mouse. That's what I did. I made sure we got all our family themed shirts beforehand. My boyfriend made ours for Magic Kingdom. If you saw my pictures, the shirts that said Mommy, Daddy, and Marcus, he actually made those because he makes shirts. Our Hakuna Matata shirts for Animal Kingdom. I bought mine off of MERCARI, which is a great app, especially if you're looking for Disney stuff. If you don't know that app, definitely click the link down in my description box. And the boys, I bought their Hakuna Matata shirts from Target. So, you know, you can definitely find all your family themed shirts from different stores, and you don't have to buy them out there. And then toys. I picked up a few toys at Walmart and Walgreens, like light up Disney toys with Mickey on them. If you have something that they haven't seen before, that's what I did. I just bought my stuff and didn't show my son. But when we were at the park, I like broke out, you know, different things, and he was so happy that we didn't really have to buy anything at the park. My #4 tip: if you are staying at Disney in a hotel, I stayed on Disney property and we did not rent a car, because if you are staying on Disney property, they take care of everything. They shuttle you back and forth to the airport, and they shuttle you to and from the parks. So I was really worried about, like, wait, where am I gonna buy like water for all of us or juice for the baby. I couldn't, you know, carry them on the plane or put them on my checked baggage. Those things are really, really heavy. And when I have to buy like 8 bottles of water a day for all of us to drink, what I did was get Amazon Prime. What it is just $10 a month, and I just got mine's for the month that we went to Disney. You get Amazon Prime, and that comes with a bunch of, you know, perks, 2-day shipping on Amazon. Plus you get Amazon Prime Video, which is an app that you can put on your phone or your iPad, and it has a bunch of shows. Like I downloaded so many episodes of like Caillou and Team Umizoomi. Amazon Prime Video actually works without Wi-Fi. You can be on airplane mode and watch an episode of Bubble Guppies. So it works perfectly for flight travel with a toddler. But other than that, Amazon Prime also comes with Amazon Prime Now, which is a delivery service that delivers you basically anything in like the matter of 2 or 3 hours. So what I did was when I got to Orlando, I went ahead and Amazon Prime Now a case of water, a 24-pack of bottled water. I got 2 like Honest juices, like the gallon Honest juices, and it worked perfectly. They just delivered it to my resort and we were good to go. Next tip I think is really important is to not schedule your character dining on the first day you're there. It might seem really tempting your first day at the park, so right to a character dining, because that's really exciting and it seems like it's going to be really, really fun. But I will say that if you can, it's probably a little smarter to let your child warm up to the characters all day in a park and then the next day do dining. So for example, our first day was at Magic Kingdom. The first character that we interacted with was Pluto. As we were waiting in line, my son was like, Pluto, Pluto. He was so excited to see him. But when we got right up to Pluto, when it was time to give him a hug and a high five, he like darted the other way. He literally like ran away and he didn't want to, you know, touch him or anything. He wanted me to hold him. But by the end of the day, by the time we had met, you know, Pluto and Mickey and Minnie and Goofy, and we met so many characters that first day at Magic Kingdom. And that night when we got home, we were showing him like, you know, pictures and saying he did such a good job and he was a big boy. We were really praising him for it. So then the second day when we woke up, we were going to Animal Kingdom, and that was where our character breakfast was scheduled. And that day he did so good. I'm positive it was because the day before he had had so much interaction with them and so much experience with the characters that the second day it was kind of normal and he knew what to do and what to expect with a character. He was giving them high fives and big hugs and smiling, and he was so happy. Like by the end of our second day, he was like giving kisses to Doc McStuffins and Minnie. I was like, okay, Marcus. If you go into it just expecting them to hug Mickey Mouse and stuff, it's a little different than seeing them on TV. Like my kid is just such a Disney Junior kid and I thought he would be really excited to meet them, but it's different, you know, a toddler seeing like this huge mouse or, you know, dog running towards them and trying to hug them can be a little intimidating, and a lot of kids don't act the way you think they're gonna act. So letting them warm up to them is just a good tip. Next tip is to take advantage of Disney Springs. Now, along with the 4 parks, Disney also has Disney Springs, which used to be called Downtown Disney. It's just a really big area of shopping and dining, free parking, free to get into. There's so much to do there. We went to Disney Springs on our first day and our last day. The day we flew into Orlando and the day we flew out of Orlando, we weren't gonna do parks, of course, so we did Disney Springs on both of those days, and it's really fun, especially for a toddler. I was surprised at how much stuff there was to do, because at a glance it kind of looks like there's just a lot of like restaurants and bars and shopping, and you don't know if that's gonna be the right place to take your toddler. There are a lot of things to do there. On our first day, we took my son to T-Rex Cafe and had dinner, which is basically like a rainforest cafe. They also do have a rainforest cafe in Disney Springs. That restaurant is just, you know, it comes alive with different animals and shows, and just nice and stimulating for your child to look around, and you can have dinner there. There's also a big Lego store that you can walk into. There's a bunch of figurines made out of Lego, dragons and Woody and Buzz and the Incredible Hulk, so you can take pictures with all of them, let your kid run around. And on the outside of the Lego store, there's a huge area where kids are actually invited to play and build things with Legos. There's also a really big toy store called Once Upon a Toy, and in that store as well, they're invited to play with toys. There's also a little toddler train ride and a little carousel there, and I think it's like $2.50 for a token to get on. My son loved the train ride. You know, for like $5 you can get on 2 rides there. I liked it in the daytime. It was just really fun. At nighttime it gets really lit. Like there's bars and live singing and dancing everywhere, so it's just really fun. So don't neglect Disney Springs, especially on your off day. If you're looking for something to do that's not really expensive because it's free to get into and you don't have to really buy anything out there, Disney Springs is awesome. My next tip is to bring the right diaper bag. The diaper bag that I chose was a backpack style diaper bag, and I used it for the flight, but that was a diaper bag that I was going to use for the whole trip and into the theme parks and stuff. So I wanted it to be big and sturdy. I wanted it to have stroller straps so it can attach to my stroller. I wanted it to be comfortable on my back and hold a lot of stuff. So definitely think about it. You don't want to bring one, you know, that just kind of sits on your arm or sits on your shoulder. You're gonna get tired of it. I'd be thinking you want to take something super small because you don't want it to be in the way. But at Disney, you're probably gonna need a lot of different things, and you want to just be prepared when you're with an infant or a toddler. So just bring one that works for you. Along with that tip is to bring the right stroller. Disney does rent out strollers, but I knew I needed a stroller from home because at the airport there was no way I wasn't having him in a stroller. The stroller I brought was my lightweight umbrella stroller, which is a cloud stroller. I do have a big Britax, you know, stroller, but I honestly hate it, and it's just very, very heavy, very bulky. It's not easy to maneuver. So I knew I didn't want to take that to Disney. My cloud stroller was perfect because one, it's very lightweight. It's a one-hand fold, so literally I can have my toddler in one hand on my hip and fold the stroller with the other. And it's very important to have an easy fold stroller because if you're taking Disney shuttles, they require you to fold them up. And my cloud stroller actually has a child tray, so I feel like it kind of helps him stay secure so he's not like reaching out or like tipping over the front. It has that tray and he can put his bottle or sippy cup there, you know, put snacks or toys on the tray. And it also has a parent tray, so I can put 2 drinks in there and put stuff on there, plus a nice basket underneath. It fit a lot. So the cloud stroller was perfect. I got mine for $40 at Walmart. If you are looking for an umbrella stroller, a good stroller for Disney, that's like literally the perfect one. The next tip is kind of a silly one, but it saved my butt, is to bring dish soap. If your daughter or son, toddler, is still using bottles or sippy cups, you're gonna have to wash them at some point. Hotels usually only give you bar soap for your body or your face, and you'll realize, oh my goodness, I don't have anything but water to clean, you know, bottles and sippy cup and stuff that has milk in it. So I was really happy because all I did was put some dish soap in a little travel size little bottle, put it in my carry-on bag, and I was good to go. That's just something that you wouldn't think of until you got over there and realized I can't wash these bottles, but definitely bring yourself some dish soap. My final tip is kind of like a 2-in-1, and that's to go with the flow. I know a lot of people think taking an infant or a toddler to Disney World is a bad idea. It's a waste. They're not going to remember anything. If your child is under 3, they're not paying for anything in Disney World. They're not paying for park tickets, they're not paying for meals at Disney World. If they're under 2, they're not going to pay for a flight either because under 2, they're free airfare. You have to think of it in that way. You're kind of saving money if you're going with a child under 2 or 3. He had such an amazing time. Like literally, we still talk about it every day. He talks about giving Pluto a high five, and he talks about hugging Mickey Mouse, and that he was flying on an elephant, and he remembers it. He remembers the fireworks and the castle, and it was just so magical seeing him there. I was so happy. Like I even got so emotional one night, and like the fireworks show, just like standing with him and standing with my family is just, it felt so good to be there, and it was just so amazing. You have to realize that they are an infant and they are a toddler, and you have to kind of go with the flow. A lot of times when you think of Disney World, you know, you want to experience it all, but with a toddler, sometimes that's impossible. Sometimes things happen. They can be having a meltdown. They want to take a nap when you want to get on a ride. Just go with the flow and enjoy it. Some parts might get a little stressful, or you might be dealing, you know, with a tantrum, or your baby might have a blowout, or your toddler might pee himself. You're literally in the happiest place on earth. Like, you cannot be mad for more than like a second. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and liked all of my tips for Disney. Let me know if you have been to Disney with a little one, and if you have any tips that I didn't mention, definitely leave them below because I want to know for next time, and you can let other mamas know as well. And let me know if you are planning a Disney trip in the near future. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys.